Why, hello everyone, Nick here, and if you notice, I'm in my bedroom, and I am a bit exhausted, but I decided to do a full video today, and not a short, because I finally have time to myself today. I'm not working today, thank the work shift schedule gods. So we're gonna go to YouTube right now, and, yeah. Oh, wrong tab. But here we go. We have this YouTuber by the name of Keffals. I'm gonna get rid of that other tab because it's not necessary. It was an interesting Facebook ad, but might get that in another video. So Keffals is this YouTuber that is very... What's the word I can say about Keffals just by looking at their YouTube playlist? You know, Keffals is very, and I'm just gonna come out and say it, Keffals is very social justice warrior. They seem to have a very heightened sense of opinion on certain topics. And when I mean certain topics, I mean certain people and certain things about certain people. And there comes a point where, it's 2022, okay? Let's be upfront here. Is anybody perfect in this world? No. Is anything fair in this world? No. In my lifetime, we've gone through 9/11, a global pandemic, a sea of Karens, I mean, even in my lifetime, and I look at my thing, I went through, mass bullying. That was totally unfair, and, I think I handled the situation pretty well, all things considered. I mean, I'm still here standing today. Maybe my life isn't perfect. Maybe I'm not happy 1,000% where I am, but at least am I happy that I'm continuing progressing by having a job, by making money, by trying to keep myself afloat and enjoy the things I like in a healthy way, that I set healthy boundaries? Absolutely. I think that's a very important thing. Healthy boundaries like, knowing when to stop, knowing when to walk away from things. And that's definitely a big lesson that I've learned in the past bit. So I have to say this about Keffals. So Keffals is a part of the LGBT community, and they've taken it upon themselves to call out certain peoples, but to say that is a bit generous. They kind of take it a bit far. I have to be honest with you. Yeah, you want to call it Florida? I'm not even going to stop you on that. But then Keffals goes for the quartering, and Destiny, and Augie RFC, and apparently now they're targeting a Destiny nuke. I mean, this thing is just getting out of hand. I'm just like, okay, so you might be wondering, alright, we get your point. What is the point of this video, though? And I guess my point is, 2020 was a very difficult year, right? Went through this pandemic. It seemed like if you were on social media, there was something bad happening every single day. I mean, you had freaking, what's it called? You had killer bees. You had the fires in Australia, you had the virus. Um, you had, like, the amount of social isolation. You had just so much, like, compacted, where it just seemed like nothing was getting better. And it's like, I think people have to accept that, again, like I said before, life isn't fair, you know? I mean, I was hanging out with a friend of mine today, and I was like, you know what? I don't think there's any way we're ever going to fully get rid of racism. You know what I mean? We can do our best to educate, but you're always going to have those in the cracks, and people are going to make mistakes. So I'm going to round this out with the whole Keffals thing. Keffals, if you're watching this video, you really need to know how to pick and choose your battles. Like, maybe you're young in your 20s and you have a lot of vim and vigor, and you're just go hung and you're just going after everybody that you don't like because they, I don't know, apparently I think I've overheard, if correct me if I'm wrong, that the quartering and Ricky Berwick like had a comic, and this comic was a neo-Nazi, and they were anti-trans. And look, I get it, okay? Would I buy a cake from a bakery that would be anti-gay? Absolutely not, okay? Would I go buy food from a Chick-fil-A because I think their food is good? Well, I don't actually anymore. But honestly, no, because they're anti-gay. Now, if you ask me, have I ever bought food at a Chick-fil-A? Yeah, I'll confess, I ate there in 2010 and 11. I mean, that was before I was like fully out, to be fair. And to also be fair, the climate and society then was not very accepting where I was at the time. So you have to remember, Keffals, people evolve and change over time. And I'm all for like people changing for the better, but this type of cancel culture kind of like tactic does not always work. And you're going to learn the hard way that you're just going to make people upset and angry, and you're just better off staying in your own lane. I mean, no offense, like you've got worse things to worry about right here. Like speaking for someone from experience, you're going to have to deal with probably an anti-trans bill. That's going to probably occupy more of your time than arguably trying to pick fights with YouTubers that morally rubbed you the wrong grain. And you know I guess the reason why I just say pick your own battles is the moral of this video. If I could just sum it, and I know I've gone for 6 minutes, yeah, I just say pick your own battles because you know, if you ever watched the Tracy Ullman sketch, if I could find it, like, but just look it up. There's a Tracy Ullman woke sketch, and she illustrates this really perfectly. It's like, you're gonna find out that life is extremely unfair, and you want to go sign a petition or join a rally, okay, but then you get to a point where it's kind of ruining your life, okay, where being an activist, you only have like X amount of time in the day to spend that on certain things. And, if I want to sign a petition or enter a rally, absolutely. But am I going to consume myself and look on Twitter all day and start looking for anti-gay people? No, it's a waste of my time. You know what I mean? Personally, just avoid it because it's just easier to do. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense, Keffals. So I just hope you take this with a grain of salt. I'm not meaning to attack you or to demean you for what you're doing, but I'm pointing out the flaws because, unfortunately, someone speaking from experience, sometimes too much political activism can really wear you out. Like, it can just, it's like, bad. And it's just not going to be really good for you. I would rather focus on things that you love in life rather than things you hate, or calling out people that you feel strongly didn't respect you. So, Now, here's the thing. If you're at a convention and someone taunts or teases you in person, I personally would come up and back you up. But the online stuff, I really look at and I'm like, there has to be a better way for you to illustrate this without kind of coming across like passive aggressive and trying to cancel someone. And mind you, like, canceling, in my opinion, is really mostly over the top. Very rarely does canceling really work the way it does. You know, if you're canceling someone because, and it depends on what you're canceling them for. I feel like in the Ricky Berwick and the quartering situation, the best case scenario is you get an apology. They would say they do better. They would say they would look better what they should do. And mind you, they are not Blizzard, okay? If they were Blizzard and they tried to like slid this under the table, then you could probably have a word or two. But these guys don't really take themselves seriously. I mean, have you seen Ricky Berwick's shtick? You've seen Ricky Berwick, right? I would think you know who these people are personally from their content to know what kind of personality they have. You don't take them seriously because they don't take themselves seriously. They never really do. I mean, even when they might, they really just do it in a very, like, wackadoo kind of style. I mean, have you seen the Quartering's freaking thumbnails? I mean, some of it's just absolutely absurd, and I just have to laugh my butt off. And, like, with Ricky Berwick, I mean, Ricky Berwick, I mean, my friend said it best. He is a Canadian national treasure. I mean, he's pretty cool. He's a cool guy. And, another thing is, like, in my situation, it's like, I don't know, a trans person fighting against a disabled person. That kind of cancels out, in my opinion. And it's like, I'm really tired of this. It's like, when I had my drama back in 2017, I felt like people were trying to, like, amp it up against a white gay person against a black Jamaican. And it's like, look, one minority is not necessarily better than the other. They're just minorities, right? Like, you don't try to look at them as, like, necessarily different in the sense that they're different. You just try to look at the situation as it is, if you understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, keffals, just learn to pick your battles. And sometimes, like, you find out that life's not always fair. I mean, for example, you know, this is going back to the 2017 thing. The best case scenario I got was that I got paid back for the person lying to me and slandering me on the internet. Now, unfortunately, keffals, the fortunate thing of this story is that these people that are the fans of this person's content, well, this person's, I wouldn't even call them the friend of the person they were with. It was really more of an acquaintance at best, in my opinion. But, like, this person basically used this other person's fan base to slander me. And, you know, they still post this video every day. Heck, if I get a comment with the referencing that 2017 stream, I won't even be surprised. And you'll see why. And it's like, you know what I do? I roll it off my back. I hit the remove button. I've gone through therapy twice about this stuff, okay? And honestly, keffals, if you keep it up, you're going to be going to therapy, and then your therapist is just going to be like, so keffals, how come you just spend your free time, constantly trying to argue with people and tell them that you don't like them for XYZ reason? Have you tried going out and touching grass? Have you tried to enjoy life? No? Maybe you need to think about how you proceed with your day-to-day activity. Like, that's just my opinion. So, you know, I got my morning runs. I eat as healthy as I can. You know, I just try to enjoy the life I can. Especially considering in this climate, in this day and age, it feels like no matter what you say, you're always walking on eggshells. And it's just like, you know what? At this point, I'd rather just be like, can I just enjoy myself? Can I not feel like I have to stand up for myself every 5 seconds? Thank you. You know what I mean? So, that's why I turn off social media so often as I do, as I can, honestly. And that's why when I see negative comments, I just remove them. I block the user, you know? That's all you really can do at the end of the day. You don't like something, you want to speak out about it. I'm not saying you can't, but again, I'm just going to end this video with, please pick your battles. And please think about yourself before your mental health starts going under. You're going to realize you're going to hate the person you're going to become. So that's what I'm just going to do with. keffals, I hope you take this with a grain of salt. Everyone, please like, comment, and subscribe. keffals, if you want to have a conversation, let me know. You can even comment on this video. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.